Hey guys, Rome here from Team Duel League, and I'm just going to be sharing a deck profile for Ancient Gear with Zoo. I just decided to play this because the Megatin 2017 has been released with all the Zoo monsters in them. I played the Zoo version before, just minus the Barrage, but since the Barrage got reprinted in the Megatin, I decided to play it again, and I played our locals at Metropolis Comics here in Sacramento, California. And after 4 rounds of Swiss, I went undefeated. So I just wanted to do a deck profiles as a reference, um, just in case I want to rebuild the deck again. Which I also kind of doubt because we're a couple days away from the new ban list. So the Zoo engine might get hit. Most likely will get hit. So we'll see. But for the deck profile, I played 2 of the Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. He's the 3000 attack, 3000 defense that can be summoned from hand deck or graveyard by Gear Town. Um, if he declares an attack at the end of damage step, he destroys a spell or trap, so that's very useful. Also, your opponent cannot activate monster, spell, and trap when he declares an attack. Um, we play 2 of the Ancient Gear Wyvern. Uh, Normally I play 3 of him, but in this build I only played 2 because he's not really the ideal normal summon in this build. It's mainly either going to be a Rat Pier or one of the Zoo monsters. But he's always still nice because if he's normal or special summon, he can add a Ancient Gear card. Um, for the last Ancient Gear monster, we play Ancient Gear Hound. So he does the $600 not dollars 600 burn when he's normal summon, and you can fusion if you end up breaking with one of the reactor or wyvern in hand. You can fusion summon to the Ancient Gear Howitzer, and that guy is actually pretty awesome. He's unaffected by card effects. So that's our lineup for the Ancient Gears. It's a small monster count for it because you can summon them from hand deck or graveyard using Gear Town anyways. So that's our Ancient Gear. Moving on to the Zodiac engine, we play 2 Rat Pier. It's too good not to play really. We're playing it as much as we can until the ban list hits them. 3 Whiptail. I was playing 2 Whiptail and a Thoroughblade, but the normal summon in this deck is actually pretty relevant. So having 3 Whiptail that I can just activate from my hand is actually a whole lot better than having just a Thoroughblade. So I cut that Thoroughblade down and just added the 3rd Whiptail. And I still play the Ram Ram. I'm a big fan of Ram Ram. He's not as useful in this version, but it still does help, especially with that 2000 defense. So that's our Zodiac engine. Last monster would be Maxi. It just really helps out with either stopping opponent or gaining advantage off of their special summon. Um, Now for the spells, we have a heavy spell count. Triple Gear Town. As long as this card is destroyed, you special summon Ancient Gear from hand deck or graveyard. So really amazing. I've been playing this for years with different versions and different um, uh, engines. Really good card. And since we are a big fan of the Gear Town, we played triple terraforming just to get it a whole lot faster. This time we are playing 2 Ancient Gear Fortress because the extra deck, we are playing the Zoo monster, and Ancient Gear Fortress have a restriction where you can't special summon anything else besides Ancient Gear monsters after this card is destroyed. So we use this last, but mainly this is used for protection. So your Ancient Gear monsters cannot, or Ancient Gear monsters and cards cannot be negated that turn. So 3 Ancient Gear Catapult. As long as you can destroy a face-up card, it summons an Ancient Gear monster from the deck. So this is really amazing card. There's some restrictions. There is a restriction where you have to control no monster, but as long as you play it right, you'll have a pretty good combo. Now for the Zoo spells, we play the 3 Barrage. Barrage can actually pop Gear Town from the field, and that gives you an Ancient Gear monster and a Zodiac monster. So Really good card. Triple Tenki, because this actually works out pretty well with Ancient Gear Catapult. So you can activate this, add a Rat Pier or any Zodiac monster that you need at that time, and then you can activate Ancient Gear Catapult, destroying this face-up card before you can summon that, because you don't have any monster. So it works pretty well. Board wipes are really important. That's actually what won me most of my one of my other rounds. So Regeki to Dark Hole is really good against Pure Zoo or True Draco Zoo. I decided to main deck Mind Control, which actually won me one of my games. My opponent was top decking, and he top decked a Babysaurus, which would help him in the long run. But I actually had Mind Control, and I took control of the Babysaurus, and I used it as a link material for Mrs. Radiant. So this is really good, being able to take control of the opponent's monster. And with that being said, I played double enemy control as well. This came up just once. I was able to take control of a one of the Zodiac monster that my opponent have, and I just I put my own Zodiac Exceed on top of it. So this really helped out a lot. So was Mind Control, same concept. Triple Chalice, just because I tried. It's not an OTK build really. It's not gonna put as much damage as I want it to be because of like the whole Zodiac engine. But Chalice is still pretty good card. During this tournament, I actually did not resolve any Chalice at all, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna cut this to something different. But Chalice is still a good card regardless. Double Twin Twister to get rid of the back row, self-explanatory. One of my favorite cards is Triple Desire, so it just gives you that +1, especially if you're trying to OTK, if you have a lot of the pieces already on the board, so you can just have a additional card. I like Desires. So last spell would be Limited Removal, which actually won me a couple of games by just opponent attacking on a little Ancient Gear Wyvern and then damage that with just limiter. So all-time favorite card. Can't really say anything bad about it, except for in this build there are a lot of times where I have a full board of just zoo monsters, where so this is kind of dead, but this card just steals games. So, and the last card would be Zodiac Combo. That's the only trap I play in this main. Don't really need any other trap card as a main. I've been testing it, main decking the Solemn Brigade, but for some reason I just kind of like just one combo. So that's the main deck. I'm gonna show you guys the extra deck. Two Mrs. Radiant. You really just need one, but if you're playing against a Dino and they summon Disaster and they banish this, that gets a little bit complicated. So, and I have a whole lot of space for extra deck, so I just decided to play two. One Proxy Dragon, because if you enemy controller or mind control one of their monster, this is a generic 2 monster, so you can just easily mind control them and link summon into Proxy Dragon so they don't get the monster back. Now, most of our extra deck consists of zoo monsters, so we have 2 Zodiac Trident, 2 Zodiac Broadpole, 2 Chakanine, 2 Tiger Mortar, 1 Borbo, and 1 Hammer Kong. So that's all the zoo monsters. That's mainly what I just went to for today. Nothing else besides Mrs. Radiant, and the other 2 would be Tornado Dragon and Ancient Gear Howitzer. So you can fusion summon into this. This guy is really awesome. I never even summoned these 2, but in theory these cards are really good. Just in case I'm able to, like, doing a grind, Tornado Dragon's always awesome, either offensive or defensive, because I can pop my own Gear Town using Tornado Dragon, or Ancient Gear Howitzer because it's unaffected by card effects. So it's a surprise factor. It really does help. So yeah, that's the extra deck. And for the side, my side today was pretty relevant. It did help out a lot. I played two Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit. That this card was okay. I probably resolved it once or twice. Uh, this card I resolved twice, I know for a fact, and it was just fun to use it. Since I do play the zoo, this was the main idea that I wanted to do, is that I'm able to Ghost Reaper their entire Trident engine if I'm playing against True Draco Zoo or Pure Zoo, so I can cherish them and I can still use my own Trident because I'm playing Zoo. Uh, so that was a pretty cool concept, and I was able to use it. I believe 2 or 3 times today. Triple Cosmic Cyclone. I only cited two, but I feel comfortable having all three of them. These two are one of the main things I end up really citing in a whole lot, especially against Zoo and against Dino. With Zombie World, it makes them all zombies, and then Necro Valley, they can't really banish or they can't move anything from the graveyard. So these two help out a lot, especially that I'm playing triple terraforming. You can search it out. Um, Outside of that, we're just playing the Solemn Brigade. So one Solemn Warning and 3 Solemn Strike. One of my games against Dinos is as actually I maxied him and I drew into strike, and then into strike, which I thought I was gonna lose that game, but I actually ended up winning because these three helped me out a lot, and especially this card right here, Floodgate Trap Hole. So this was my 4 back row, was a 3 strike and a trap hole, and I was exactly at 35 with a face-up Rat Pier. He could have easily attacked my Rat Pier with his Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, but I was actually, my last back row was Floodgate, so I Floodgate his Conductor Tyranno, and in the next turn I was able to get go for game. So yeah, this is the deck profile. I doubt that I'll be using this deck or this version of the deck again, because our ban list is coming pretty soon, and as much as I love playing the Zoo engine in different deck builds I have, I believe that they need to get hit, and which I'm pretty sure, I'm 90% sure that they are gonna get hit. If you guys like the deck profile, feel free to ask me questions if you want to try it out for the next couple of days that it's still legal, or if you guys want to try out a different build, just let me know. Peace.